What's up, you guys? It's your girl Chiamaka, and welcome back to my channel. Another girl talk, real talk, car talk. Today, I want to talk about the transition season, the period of transition, the period of stepping into a new season, stepping into a new life, stepping into a new version of you, and how the transition period is messy. The transition period is so messy because there's just so many different things that goes into transition. The transition period is messy because you're going from who you used to be to who you're trying to become, right? And so it can look like you're not where you used to be, but you're not exactly where you want to be. And so like you're kind of like in this place of feeling stuck and stagnant and frustrated and irritated because it's like, okay, I'm no longer this version of myself. I no longer operate this way. I no longer think this way. I no longer move this way. I no longer live this way, think this way, all that. Like, this is an old version of myself, but yet I'm still kind of like living in the reality of my old version, where there's the same people around me, same environment, same situation, same circumstance that I'm in, even though I am trying to work towards a new place, a new identity, a new physical environment. It feels frustrating because it's like just a stagnating feeling where you want to be, that version of yourself that is living her highest self, living her best life, living in, that place or doing that career, working that job, making this amount of money associated with these certain kinds of people, but you're just not there yet. You know what I'm saying? And it takes a different level of patience and being committed to working while you wait until you get to that place. And so having to be in that season of not where you used to be but not where you want to be comes with a lot of it comes with a lot of heavy emotions, a lot of frustration, a lot of irritation, but it also has to be a space where you challenge yourself to see this as an opportunity to grow and work on yourself and learn whatever necessary skills and tools that you need to learn in order to be prepared for what it is that you are waiting for, what it is that you are praying for and hoping to obtain or be at or get, right? I know for me, there's several things that I am in the waiting period for, I'm in transition for, and it can get depressing, it can get hard, it can get frustrating, it can get anxiety inducing, it can get very emotional, and I know that the only way through it is literally through it. Like, I have to literally speak over my mind. I have to literally keep seeing the vision, keep seeing what it is that I'm working towards. I have to allow myself to really just be worked on by God and sit with myself and learn the things that I need to learn. Like, what kind of mentality do I need to have in order to obtain and uphold and maintain this thing that I'm praying for, this place that I'm trying to be at? What kind of skills and disciplines do I need to be embodying in order to obtain and hold and have this thing that I'm praying for and dreaming of? And so there are so many different things that you can do in order to be best prepared and ready for the thing that you're praying for. And the reality is, it can suck waiting for the dream, for the opportunity, for the next season, the next place, the next, situation of life, the next season of life. I know that I have to challenge myself to, while I wait, while I am, believing for this next season and this next blessing, God, work on me. What do I need to be working on? What do I need to be bettering myself in, preparing myself in, being developed in, learning? Doing all of that, I feel like will help you be able to endure the waiting season a little bit more better. Because I get it, it's tough, it's hard. It's like, damn, I'm ready to be in the next season of my life and I'm stuck here. I'm stuck here. I'm no longer this person and yet I'm still here. And it's like you've outgrown a place. You know what I'm saying? You've outgrown an environment, a mentality, a position, whatever. But just know that it's a good thing that you've outgrown that, because that means you are being prepared for something new. It just hasn't come yet, but you got to be patient and do the work. Work while you wait. Another reason why transition periods are messy is because when you are letting go of certain habits and trying to pick up new habits, it can be messy. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially like whenever you're trying to like change, maybe say your diet and, going to the gym more often, right? And you tell yourself, oh, I'm gonna go to the gym this many times a week, and I'm gonna eat healthy this many times a week, and I'm gonna do this and that, and I'm gonna stop doing this and I'm gonna stop doing that. But because your body and your mind was so accustomed to living and operating a certain kind of way, it's gonna be hard to fully just become a person who used to, eat junk food 7 days out of the week to being someone who completely is healthy. Like, that's just not. I mean, hey, some people can do it. Some people get sick and tired of being sick and tired, and they just can make that hard switch. And I think ideally that's what we want to do. We want to be able to make that hard switch, but realizing that it's not as easy as you think. And to also give yourself grace, because I think too, like, like I said, we want to have that hard switch. We say, oh, I'm gonna go to the gym 7 days a week, and you only go twice a week, and now you feel like a failure. You're not changing, nothing's working, I'm still the same, I struggle, when essentially you actually went to the gym twice more than you would have went last week. You know what I'm saying? Giving yourself grace as you are implementing new habits while you're simultaneously letting go of old habits is part of the transition period. It's part of, growing, messing up, and having those days where it's like, we're 100% doing it, we're 100% going at it. And then those days where it's like, I didn't make it to the gym, I didn't do it, I didn't make it. That's part of the process, because you're learning and figuring out what works for you, what doesn't work for you. And you're getting stronger. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so what? You didn't go 7 days this week, but you went twice. And that's more than what you would have done last week. And so giving yourself grace and congratulating yourself for that, that's progress. You got to give yourself grace. You got to literally be patient with yourself when you are in transition, because transition is not a walk in the park. It's not an easy journey, but it's a journey of a lot of self-reflection, a lot of, figuring things out and holding on to what works and letting go of what doesn't. So, and that takes time. That's not something that's done overnight. That's something that you have to literally go through the ups and downs to figure out. And then you figure out what works and it sticks. I know for me, that's what I'm going through. I know that as I am in transition, of course, I have certain goals that I'm setting for myself and certain things that I'm trying to accomplish and do. Trying to make changes, trying to be just a better version of myself. And with that, it comes with a lot of ups and downs, a lot of mistakes, a lot of, setting high expectations for myself and not meeting all those expectations and feeling frustrated and irritated and annoyed and feeling like I'm not making progress, but reminding myself like, oh, wait, hold on. I'm actually doing more than what I would have done last week. And I need to acknowledge that. I got to give myself flowers for that, because it's so easy to like look past the things that we're not doing or not getting done, all because we're, not meeting the certain expectation that we set for ourselves. So yeah, that's literally part of the process. That's part of transition. And the last thing that I'm learning about the transition season is that it's just gonna be heavy emotionally and mentally, like, and spiritually. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just part of it. Part of changing who you are comes with a lot of mental, spiritual, and emotional warfare. When you are trying to change, especially when you're trying to change in the midst of other people that are still staying the same, or in the midst of an environment that you feel like you've outgrown or that keeps you stuck and stagnant. Oh, honey, when I tell you the emotions, the mental warfare, the spiritual warfare, it just feels like you feel suffocated. You feel out of alignment. You feel frustrated. Like I was saying before, like with the other points I made, it comes with all these different things along with the feelings. And like one of the main things in the transition season and period of life is that it's so emotionally heavy. It's so spiritually heavy. If you're anything like me, you may wake up with a lot of mental attacks. I mean, before I take my first blank or breath for the day, it's a war. I feel like I have to literally battle it out every single day when it comes to my mind, when it comes to my heart, when it comes to my spirit, when it comes to my emotions, because I see where I want to be and I'm not there yet. And it depresses me or it frustrates me because, one, it may be like this unknown day when I get to this place. So, of course, there's a lot of uncertainty, there's a lot of confusion, there's a lot of depression too, because it's like I'm ready to be there, but I don't know when it's going to happen. Or maybe you do have an expected date and it's really just playing the waiting game and not being easily moved or frustrated or bothered by your current circumstances, right? Most times the transition period looks like, you know, being in this middle place, trying to get to this unknown destination with an unknown date or time frame. Like, you're just here. You're just working it out. You're just trying to show up every single day doing what you know you're supposed to do. And it could just wear you down. It could wear you out. It can actually even impact the progress that you're making. It can bring you down to the point where it's like, well, fudge it. Like, I'm trying not to cuss no more. But it's like, dang, like, I'd rather just, since I'm not, you know, since I don't know when it's going to happen, I might as well just do what I've been doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me just go back to my bad habits, my vices, because that's what's making me feel better. And you're going to be tempted to want to do that. You're going to be tempted to want to pick up the old habits that you've let go, that you put down, that you've worked so hard to overcome, because now you're so frustrated with the current situation that you're in. You're willing to sacrifice the progress and the growth that you made for a little bit of comfort, for a little distraction, for a little escape. And I want you to also remember point 2, it's messy. So if you do happen to slip and go back and pick up some old habits, that's part of the process. It's very up and down. It's very up and down. You can't beat yourself up about it. But I want you to be aware and conscious of how, you know, the enemy and how that part of your life tries to sneak back in to make you feel comfortable whenever you feel frustrated and depressed and worn out and tired and confused and scared and all the emotions that come with being in transition. It's messy, honey. It's messy, but that doesn't mean that you have to sacrifice all the work that you've made. And even if you, like I said before, even if you do mess up, get back up again. Even if you do slip up, get back up again, because at the end of the day, you know what it is that you're trying to work towards. You know where it is that you're trying to go. And if you know that this version of yourself isn't doing those certain things or isn't engaging in those certain kind of, you know, habits, or doesn't sit in that type of mentality, you know that you have to eventually get back up again. You ain't got no choice at this point. If you trying to maintain what it is that you praying for, you have to actively do the work now. Even if you take that one step back, baby, find a way to get back up 2, 3, 4 times. Okay? You can't let your current circumstances bring you down to the point where you completely neglect yourself and sacrifice and dismiss the progress that you've made. It's just, it won't be good for you. And then you're going to find yourself back in the same cycle, back in the same cycle, back in the same place. Even if you do have an expected date or day when this new thing that you're about to step into or do is about to come, I still encourage you and urge you to still maintain the growth and the progress that you made, because there has to be a certain type of character, mentality that can maintain where it is that you're trying to go, what it is that you're trying to obtain, what it is that you're trying to hold. And so you're not going to be able to just kind of like, you know, skate your way through the season. You're going to have to actually like sit with it, face it head on, okay? Because you don't do that work now, baby, it's going to show up in the next season. I promise you, I've lived it myself. I'm not telling you nothing I never lived, okay? It's going to show up. And then you may risk losing what it is that you've been praying for, what you've been believing for. You know what I'm saying? And then especially for those that don't have the expected date, oh, best believe you have to really be on your P's and Q's, honey, because you may be a day, you know, some you know, habits away to this place that you're praying for, but you lose it all because you get distracted. Transition is messy, honey. I know, but that doesn't mean that you give up. That doesn't mean that you stay down, even if you have those moments where you slip up. But reminding yourself that I'm in a transition period. Reminding yourself that transitions are not supposed to be glamorous. It's messy, but it's doing a work in me where it's maturing me, it's developing me, it's growing me, and it's preparing me for what it is that I am praying for and believing God for. So this is just a reminder for myself. I hope it's a reminder for you, for those that may be in a similar season. And child, we got this, okay? I know it's heavy, I know it's a lot, it's emotionally taxing. But I really pray that you give yourself grace. Out of everything I've mentioned today, I hope that you take grace with you, because it's not easy changing. It's not easy to become a completely new person, but it is possible as long as you have the right mindset and the right heart. So that's all I got. I hope this was encouraging, and it was encouraging for me. I love you guys, and I can't wait to see you in my next Girl Talk. Mwah.